On March 17, 2021, a guy stalked a woman in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada for 40 minutes and she caught him on camera. This isn't his first rodeo and most likely won't be his last. Today I'm going to show you what he did that day, the days surrounding it, and how and why he'll most likely do it again. This girl is lucky. Next time, whoever his target is might not be. In a few days, he's going to find out his fate in a courtroom. Please share this video where you can, subscribe for updates, and give it a like. Now, let's get into it. On March 17, 2021, a woman named Jamie Coutts was going for a walk. As she was walking, she noticed somebody directly behind her. She stepped to the side to let him go by, only he didn't. He was wearing a hooded black jacket, a ball cap, a face mask, and what looks like a merce. I call it a merce, a man purse. And he was keeping pace behind her the whole way. She said she tells him that he's too close and he just doesn't respond. Knowing that something is wrong, Jamie decides to pull out her phone and start recording the guy. And this camera does not even face him. Here's what her statement said on Facebook the following day. She says, "Please share. Please stay safe. Don't walk alone. Today I made a short trip to the store to pick up a few things. On my way home, I felt someone walking less than 2 feet behind me. I quickly stepped off the sidewalk to let the person pass. Instead of passing, they just stopped and stared at me. I then said, 'You're walking too closely to me.' He still didn't say anything, so I continued to walk. With him still following behind me, but now more like 5 feet, I decided to make a few loops around the block to make sure he was intentionally following me. When I was sure of what he was doing, I decided to pull out my camera. I turned the camera on selfie mode so I could record him and watch what he was doing and how far he was from me at the same time. I recorded him for almost 10 minutes. I sped walk as fast as I could and was soaking wet in sweat. In the video, you can see him wiping his forehead trying to keep up with me. You can also see what seems to be a switchblade at one point in the video where he pulls it out of his pocket and holds it up and then tucks it in his bag. At one point, I got the crosswalk right before the light turned red and I quickly paced across hoping he would stop for the traffic. But he walked right through the red light and followed me to the skate park. I chose to walk to the skate park because I knew there were many people there, and if he tried anything, there would be witnesses. I walked right into the very middle of the park and sat down to a group of people I didn't know. He followed and stopped approximately 5 feet away and just stared at us. After a few minutes, left in the opposite direction of which we came. Many people asked me why I didn't make a phone call, 911, or the police. To me, having a video of him was much more important and staying in the public place. If I took away the camera, I was nervous I wouldn't catch him if he tried to do something. I started my journey on Dunsmuir and Granville at Shoppers where I paid cash for my purchase. Some people have suggested maybe he saw my cash and was wanting to rob me. It wasn't until I was at Kiefer Place that I noticed him following me, which he continued to do for approximately 30 minutes. I walked in a circle around the same few blocks and then proceeded to the skate park. He was completely unbranded with a mask and hat on, which tells me he was trying not to be seen. This all happened in broad daylight, Tinseltown area, 5:30 p.m. I've had many women come forward after my social media posts with their own stories of being hunted by the same man. This is clearly a pattern and an obvious suspect in a rising threat to the women of Vancouver. There had been a growing number of missing women, and I now have an assailant dead on camera with zero fear or regard of being caught as he stalked me in broad daylight. This could have easily turned into a kidnapping, assault, or sex trafficking story if I hadn't found help. Where is the support in the media for this reality? Who's keeping us safe when the monsters prey in the day? Do better. We're terrified. As she said in her statement, she thinks of a place of where to go to that has a lot of people, and she decides to go to the skate park. She walks up to them and asks them, "Hey, can I sit down because I'm being followed?" Check out the clip.
Hey, do you mind if I sit with you guys? This guy's literally been following me in circles for like 40 minutes and I've been recording it. And he's literally just standing behind me, and I don't know his issue.
Yeah, that's cool. You just pull off the seat.
Nothing. Just getting followed.
What?
Getting followed for like 40 minutes. Oh, that's great. Look at him.
He's very scary.
Yeah. Well, he was walking like literally like this guy right here. He was walking like 2 feet behind me, so I moved. Elijah, don't. Elijah, that's not the time. Fucking do that. Eliza.
A little rap, almost.
This is terrifying. He knows he's being recorded and still proceeds to stalk her. He doesn't care. And this goes on for 40 minutes. Whatever he had in his little merce or purse can't be good. As Jamie mentioned, she says it looked like to be a switchblade. And when I was reviewing this, you can see there's times where he is very, very close to her. I'm sure 1,000 things are going through her mind in those moments. So she decides to post that post on social media and his video. Here's what the sergeant said about the situation. Obviously, this incident is very concerning to us and we take it very seriously. We applaud the victim for doing the right thing and coming forward to the police so we can conduct a proper investigation. Now, there's another clip in the news about what he's charged for, but they didn't do the full story, so I'm going to give it to you here. But before I do, the investigators also said that they will check into whether this event is linked to others in the Vancouver area. Now, Jamie says she's been contacted by other women who had similar run-ins with this guy. And police are urging women to please call the police and file a report. And as I mentioned, this happened on March 17th. This guy had a busy week and he's had a lot of practice. How do I know? He was recently arrested for a myriad of crimes, all that happened in that week. His name is Mohammed Majapur. We're going to back up a few days. On March 13th, Mohammed is charged with 1 count of criminal harassment unrelated to Jamie around Dunsmuir and Granville Street in Vancouver. March 14th, he's charged with 1 count of mischief around a hotel on Burrard Street. March 15th seems to be a quiet day, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was something going on, just someone hasn't stepped forward yet, or he got away with something. I'll continue on and you'll see why I think that. March 16th, 1 count of breaking and entering around the hotel on Burrard Street. March 17th, this is the day that this guy, Mohammed Majapur, stalks Jamie and is charged with criminal harassment. They were walking around Kiefer and Columbia. March 18th, quiet again. Oh, but wait, there's more. On March 19th, assault with a weapon and uttering threats. Sense a pattern here? And that's just 7 days worth that we know of. He's to appear in court on April 19th. So as of this time of this recording, we have 3 days to spread the word and spread it good. Because after I read out this next laundry list, well, it's time to hang it out to dry. This guy is 33 years old. Again, his full name is Mohammed Majapur. He doesn't have a known address, and when I say his criminal activity is a mile long, I've seen 30 items in there dating back from 2015. Notable, he's had a really busy 2021 already, and it's only April. Now, I'll condense the charges into groups of the types of charges they are, but here's his list of accolades. In 2015, robbery, dangerous operation of motor vehicle, and 2 applications for a warrant. 2016, 3 counts of theft for $5,000 or under, an assault, and a breach of probation order. 2017, 1 count of uttering threats, assault, and theft for $5,000 and under. 2018, little quieter year, or quiet as to how many he's caught on. He only has uttering threats on this year. 2019, 2 counts of theft for $5,000 or under, 2 counts of assault with a weapon, 1 count assault and breach of probation order. 2020, 3 counts of theft for $5,000 and under, 3 counts of breach of probation, 3 counts of assault with a weapon, 2 counts of uttering threats to cause death or bodily harm, possession of stolen property under $5,000. And 2021, it's already amping up. It's only April, and we have 3 assaults with a weapon, 2 uttering threats, 2 charges of criminal harassment, 1 count of mischief, and 1 count of break and enter. And this guy is still on the streets. Now, they charged him and said they're holding him. We'll see on Monday what he actually gets. This is important in Canada, I feel, in my opinion. I typically do quite a few cases in the United States of America. They get a lot of information. Canada, however, does not. Luckily, it is British Columbia, so we're able to see a little bit more than the other provinces, in my opinion. And this brave girl decided to take it to social media to make sure this guy gets caught, or at least puts it out there for other women. Awareness is huge. And I want to say this. This happens all the time. All the time. This is one person in 2.7 million people in Vancouver, British Columbia. And you see a guy with a laundry list like that, and I'm wondering what the consequences are going to be this time around. Because some women, a lot of women, have to wait a long time to even get a restraining order. That's just the facts. This guy hangs out in this area. How I know that is I found his Facebook pages, and he has a lot of them. Here's one of his posts. This is dated in 2018. What's the word of the street for me? I noticed some publicity of some sort and a word or two that describe me that doesn't describe me at all, like not even one bit. It never crossed my mind until I indirectly heard it from these 2 to 3 people walking the same speed as me for a few blocks, trying to obviously catch my attention and make an accusation or wanting to see my reaction. They seemed shocked when I spoke proper English, and when I said I wasn't the rich Mazinger, or however you spell his name, guy from Port Coquitlam, and not the CBC radio something, I don't even know what that is, Persian dude, womanizer either. It's getting really bad, like people following me, trying to rob me, get me arrested again, getting in my way, trying to set me up in such a dumb, no-brain way. Threaten my family, like how the hell did a random stranger know my family names? I mean, some strangers are wrong completely, but 2 to 3 out of 10 have some correct intel for who and how is guessable. But why is bothering me? Anyone info, please? I'm stuck until I confront this and set things straight. Same day, he's feeling fresh and says, the only disease, disorder, illness, sickness, infection, biohazardous bacteria gathering that I have is the blemishes on my face from scratching with rough nails, then failing to wash with soap right after. And the other is a chemical imbalance starting to creep in, causing low blood pressure and muscle pain, fatigue, etc. Only medications I'm on are painkillers, caffeine, and sugar. So no aids to serve those curious. Also, for the hors d'oeuvre, I noticed the selection, but am I really expected to get up, follow the dish down the pathway? How about the waitress offer me a choice, whatever it is I'm doing? I'll be sure to address the inquiry and inquirer promptly indeed. Also, any signs or umpire codes I should be aware of? I noticed lots of different hand signs, etc. Can someone PM message me with some info? This person needs some serious help. And like I said, this is one person in almost 2.6 million people in the city. And if we go just based on his pattern, you know he'll be doing this again. And he'll have the opportunity to do so, judging from past patterns. The justice system just doesn't seem to be getting the job done. Sorry, not sorry. And it does look like he's amping things up based on his frequency of crimes. Look what he's done up until now, just in 2021. Look what he did in that week. And that's what he's only been caught for. Why does this guy get so many chances? So ladies, watch out for him. Watch out for others. He'll be out there again, unfortunately, in my opinion. And please, please report it, no matter how small it is, or that you're questioning yourself if, is that what really was going on? Just, your gut doesn't lie. Let's have a chit chat below. Have you had this happen to you before? And have you seen this guy around? What do you think is going to happen to this guy based on what you know of his charges and how he keeps doing it? See you in the comments. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please like and please share. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.